Is distance and power an issue for you? There's loads of reasons why you might struggle to get full power, but one of them is the release of the club. Now, you'll hear that term a bit and it's a bit hard to know exactly what that means. So I'd like to explain what the release of the club is and make sure that that's what you're doing, that you're getting this nice release, because if you don't, it's going to be a very stiff mechanical swing and that will cost you a lot of power. So just quickly, power comes from the turn of the body, a nice straight left arm, the weight moving in the same direction as the ball. If your weight tends to fall back, then your power's going that way and the ball's going that way. We want the power and the ball going in the same direction. So body turn or shoulder turn, nice firm left arm through impact and weight moving forward. Those are, in a nutshell, are your kind of power drivers. The release of the club is really important in allowing the club face to do the work for you. So essentially what the release is the club face squaring up through impact. So as you take the club back, it sort of fans open a little bit. As you come through, it squares up. This is a natural motion with the turn of the body. And as you continue on this way, it squares back up again, pointing up. So essentially it's this way to this way. And the way you get the release is through the forearms rotating, like so. You will have heard forearm rotation in golf. So as you swing back, the left forearm goes on top, they square up, the right forearm comes on top here. As I said before, it's a natural motion. You don't really have to think much about it. But what a lot of people do when they come into golf is they feel like they have to kind of steer the ball straight. A bit like you were playing cricket, where you have to sort of steer the ball. And golf is very different to cricket. You have to allow the club face to square and rotate around, and that's called release. So that's the release of the club face squaring and rotating close. Now if you have a nice relaxed swing, there's not a lot of tension in the hands and the arms, this will happen naturally for you and you get a load of power by allowing the release to happen. If you're a little bit of a nervous golfer, or you're in your mind you think that you're supposed to be steering the ball straight or holding the club face square to the target, then you're going to get into trouble. It's going to cost you a lot of power, you're not going to connect well, all kinds of problems. So allowing the release to happen is super important. So how do we do that? All we want to do is just allow the forearms to rotate back and forth. Allow the forearms to rotate over the top of one another. Allow the body to turn at the same time. Soften up the hands, soften up the arms, and just allow this natural motion to happen. Try it at the range. If you tend to be someone that lacks power but also gets a kind of a weak one out to the right, that can be you holding the club face open, thinking that you're squaring it to the target, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. It will be squared to the target through impact, but it has to rotate closed afterwards to allow the correct body motions to happen when you're swinging. So as I said, if you get a very weak out to the right one all the time, then it could be that you're not allowing the club face to release. So go out into the range or out in the backyard and just practice a few of these motions back and forth, allowing that club face to open and close, allowing the turn of the body, softening everything up, allowing that natural motion, and see if that adds a little bit more power back into your game.